All right. Well, welcome everybody. It's so good to see you. I know we just saw each other here just about a week or so ago, but it's always good to see all of you and to say once again how proud I am of each and every one of you and the work that you're doing and how you're progressing into your role as a district governor. Uh, what on our agenda, if you notice on the agenda that I sent out to you, we have council goals, and we've talked about that a little bit, and y'all have a committee that is set up for council goals. But one of the things that I kind of wanted uh, you guys to hear about or hear from, and that was immediate past District Governor Jake Bentley. Jake and his council uh, set up some pretty darn good goals for their council, and that was goals for their council, not goals for their district. That had nothing to do with what their district goals were. These were just purely council goals, and they developed some pretty good plans. And what was really most important was that they kept focused. They really maintained a focus on those goals uh, from start to finish. So I've asked Jake if he wouldn't mind to share some of that wisdom and knowledge and how they went about setting up their district goals or excuse me their council goals for their council year. So without any further ado, Jake, I'm gonna all of us let's give Jake a welcome. And Jake, thank you for taking the time for being here with us. Appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem. First off, thank you for asking me, Council Chair-elect. Um, my understanding is that uh, there might be some hesitancy on behalf of your council to establish some council goals, and I want to start by saying that unless you have and you've all heard this, you've all been through the training by this point, but it really is foundational to what we have to do as leaders in our clubs, in our district, and in the state. And that is, you've got to establish these goals. You've heard SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You know that the GMA process is to build a team or teams, build a vision, which is your goals, then build a plan, and then build success. And so, Council Chair, immediate past Council Chair Terrell, the very first time we met, as we were going in as second vice district governors elect in Abilene, he asked us the first question. He said, "How do you want to be remembered?" And to a person, we all said that we wanted to be remembered for the service and the impact that we made on our communities. And this was really before Mission 1.5 was even revealed. So once it was revealed, we had to take our passion and figure out how to incorporate that passion into the Mission 1.5 plan. And it was very evident to us, probably by August that first year as seconds, that we all had very different talents, very different strengths, and we all had weaknesses too. And what we did is, and this I think is important if you haven't done it yet, and Chris, you can speak to it. We divided our council up into subgroups. Those of us who felt real strength For service, we were on the service committee. Those who liked the numbers, who liked to track those kind of things, they were on they were on the goals committee who kept track of it. Dr. Joe was on hospitality because he always had a glass of wine in his hand. So it really didn't matter. We all found a spot to that allowed us to make an impact. And how many of you are familiar with the Club Excellence Award?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
Back before when we were second vice district governors elect, the Club Excellence Award, a club could get that if they met these following criteria. They had a growth of 1 member. They started 3 new service projects, so membership service. And there were a few other things, like you had to report that on the portal. You had to promote it either by TV, newspaper, social media. They had all 3 of their big 3, the president, treasurer, and secretary, trained, and LCIF contribution was $5 per member. When we were sitting around in the hospitality room, we were trying to figure out how we were going to motivate our clubs and grow our districts to achieve the goals of Mission 1.5. And I'll go back, and I'm not just saying it because he's sitting here, but Council Chair-elect Chris, I was at one of his training sessions 4 or 5 years ago. And he said, if you can get your clubs to meet the Club Excellence Award requirements, you will have a successful year. Those metrics have gotten a little bit harder to meet.
Mm-hmm.
We can argue another time whether that's good or bad. But going back to the ones that we use, the +1, 3 service projects, everybody trained in the club, or the big 3 trained in the club, and $5 per member to LCIF. If you did that across the board in your district, do you think that you would meet your goals for Mission 1.5? Do you think that you would meet your individual goals that you've set for yourself and for your district? We as a group strongly believe that. And so coupled with that concept and understanding that we each had strengths and weaknesses, and that each district was unique in itself, that's how we came up with our goals. Now, what I mean by the uniqueness of it is, my district, we were 15 down for the year. I did not achieve my goal, but I did consider that a success because it could have been a lot worse. Right, David?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
But I have 450,000 people in my district total. You go to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you go to Houston, millions of people. The chances of them growing and starting new clubs, a lot better than in my district. We have a challenge geographically as well. Centrally located hub of lines, my guiding lines are in Lubbock. If I want to start a club an hour and a half away, I have a challenge of getting those guiding lines to that club. So I knew that that was going to be a very big hurdle. But I also knew that my district was extremely service minded. And so we all got together and we said, this is what we think we can do as individuals. And that's what we put in the LCI goals for each of our districts, and built our council goals off of that. We kept it simple. The KISS principle: membership, number of clubs you add, service hours, and impact. How many people are reporting? How many people are trained? And LCIF giving. And that was all based off of that core principles in the club excellence. So, Chris, tell me what questions, where did you want to go with this?
You hit on it when you started talking about the club excellence, and I think that's key. The one thing that I think I would love for you to express to them or to get to move forward with is how your council maintained its focus on your council goals.
Oh, you know, we did not act as an entire group the whole time that we were governors. We had subcommittees, and every decision that we had a budget committee, we had a goals committee, we had a service committee, we had uh, a reporting committee, and people that were passionate about that and had that skill set. Like many of you know, District Governor Renee. She is a whiz on Facebook and TV ads. Matter of fact, I just saw her in a TV ad the other day for the roofing company they have. Um, she and a couple others were on the uh, promotions, the marketing committee. And so every time we were challenged with a decision or needing a direction to go, rather than trying to get 16 people in a room to decide the nuts and bolts, that subcommittee would come up with a plan, present it to the entirety of the council. We might make a few tweaks here and there, and then we would put it into action. And that allowed us to be, number one, I think, take advantage of the time that we had together more effectively. Because if you're honest with yourself, if you put all you in a room and try to decide where you're going to dinner after the meetings, it'll take you 45 minutes. Okay. But if you have one person that says, I'm in charge of making that happen all the time, it's done. And you just you learn to trust your fellow governors that are doing that. So it allowed us to be more efficient. It allowed us to use the talents that each of us had without other people getting in the way. And we were more effective that way too.
So what I'm hearing you say,
every meeting we had, the first thing that we started with was, where do we stand on our goals? Bill Simpson was our goals chair, and he spent the majority of his year as council as a district governor in either in the hospital room or confined to the house because of his health situation. But man, he was able to keep track of that and report it. And once a month when we met. It's right there. Plus, we could always call and get it and see where we stand. Um, you, you saw us report the council goals, but each one of those goals was subdivided by district too. It was tracked by district.
Okay.
So we knew where we were fitting in the overall picture. You
So
just
so
saw the
you
additive of it.
so the essence of this is that you had your subcommittees. Your subcommittees were given the authority and the autonomy to do what they needed to do, and they reported back to the council. Council then would either tweak or accept what they had or make a tweak. But you left that responsibility and authority in the hands of the subcommittees.
Yeah, and we had a great uh, group leader in Chris Mormon, and you guys are doing basically the same training we did, but Chris really pushed us to have be very proactive and have our team in place. All of us had our teams in place by December of the year before we went in July.
Mm-hmm.
So you had 6 months to work with that group of people to communicate to them your vision, to get their input on how you were, just like we had economy, our efficiency by subdividing. I did it in the district too. People that are good at communicating verbally, they were the ones out there making phone calls. People that were good with numbers, they're the ones that were, keeping track of things. Everybody had a job that fit their personalities. And so be very, very proactive about getting the right people together and getting them together early. If you it really is true. If you don't get your goals met by, the holidays, you're going to have a little window at the end where you can have a big push and try to finish strong. But you've got that first 6 months. And if you're trying to, if you go to your first cabinet meeting and you still don't have all of your people lined up,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be in a reactive mode rather than a proactive mode. So get it done. And I'm not saying that conceptually the GMA process and the idea about SMART goals and planning and revising those goals and working on your successes. Every one of y'all is going to do it differently because each of you have different people involved with you. You have different strengths, um, and everybody's plan is going to look different. So don't worry about whether David is a salesman. Okay, he sells insurance. He drives a nice car. I know he's successful. Me, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a behind the scenes kind of uh, servant leader that would really prefer to just be working and not having to get out and be out in front. But everybody has those strengths and weaknesses and figure out what they are in your teams and make it work to your advantage. And don't wait. Do not wait.
Well,
Um,
Jake, I want to tell you, I think what you have passed on to this council is, believe it or not, I think it's some excellent advice, number one. But number two, it gives them some insight as to how your council went about developing their goals and how those goals came into being, and then what you did to follow up to make sure that you stayed on top of those goals.
yeah.
They can hear it from me, and believe me, they get tired of hearing it from me. I know they do, mean, I look, the council chair talking to 16 council people, uh, district governors. It's they're going to hear it all the time. They're going to end up turning their ears off to me, and I understand that and have done the same thing. So um, I appreciate you taking the time to share that insight with us. And I'm going to just ask: does anybody have a question they would like to ask immediate past District Governor Jake? Yes,
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 Kim.
Kim.
Hey, Jack, thanks for being with us. I appreciate you. What were, if you can remember kind of a general overview, what were your council's goals? Just give me the top six. I'm just curious kind of what thought process to follow. Can you remember, or did I put you on the spot?
Well, no. We built our goals around those 6 items that were really defined by that Club Excellence Award.
Okay.
Membership, service,
Mhm.
and service is measured by impact and by the number of activities that you have.
Mhm.
Um, and membership is not only impacted by how many people you add to an existing club, but if you can grow clubs. And I'm going to come back to that too. Um, Reporting, because unless you report it on the portal, LCI doesn't know it happened.
Right.
And, and much of the information that you use in your tracking of your successes is going to come from the portal too. Um, Training, the difficulty with the training is that it's canned for every line internationally. So you've got to come up with a plan and remember that every person learns differently.
Mhm.
Some people are visual, some people are hands-on, some people you can put it on a piece of paper and they read it. Uh, so you're going to have to offer that training not only just on the web through the portal, because God love them, some people are going to be on the portal. Some people still sent me paper reports that we would put in
Mhm.
because they will not get on the portal. And then giving to LCIF because that impacts not only our foundation, but then what our foundation can do for us. So it was all based on that Club Excellence Award. And if you think about, Chris, how many clubs are we in the state right now?
752.
Okay. How would you like to just be 752 people up at the end of your council?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, that'd be great. So also, wouldn't you like to have, there's 21,000 lines. Wouldn't you like to have about, figure somebody, every line does 3 hours of service, 60, 70,000 hours of service?
Mhm.
Well, I think not only would I like to see that, I think I'd like to see us have about 100,000 hours worth of service.
Yeah.
And
And,
I think
and
it's
so,
possible.
and it's very doable. I understand why Fabricio and then AP have made the Club Excellence Awards more challenging. But on the flip side of that, I would sure like to hand out about 20 of those instead of
Well, I,
one.
and I think we could debate. I think we could
Yeah.
do this for another conversation. Debate the changes to the club excellence, which we can. That's another conversation. But Kim, did that answer your question about the?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jake.
Okay, you bet. Anybody else have a question for immediate pastors to Governor Jake?
And one
Is
thing
it?
that I will tell you, and this is from experience, and Chris has probably told you, or someone else has told you, try to start a club
Mhm.
because that is the only thing that you as a district governor can do to directly impact your number. You can have the best plan, you can do your utmost to motivate your membership, and it's all indirect. You cannot make an individual impact on what a specific club does with their recruiting and their growth. But if you go out and start a club, you automatically 20, 25 people up. And now you do two. So figure out a way. That was one of my failures. And remember, goals, you have to be able to admit that you're failing at them and then adjust too. So remember that. Okay.
Jake, thank you very much. We certainly
Jake.
appreciate you being here with us, and I probably will call upon you maybe once or twice again too, as we go through this year. So, thank you, Jake. We appreciate it.
Yeah. And
Appreciate your time.
y'all have a great council chair. I cannot tell you how many times I just picked up the phone and called him when I had a question, and asked his advice. And it was always excellent advice. And so I'm a big
I'll
fan
make
of
sure I
Chris
send that.
Gunstream.
I'll make
Send
sure I
that
send
check.
that $20 here in the
Yeah.
next day or two.
Yeah.
You take Venmo
Um,
or Cash App.
yeah, whatever. But y'all have a great future, and just keep plugging at it. And remember that you're a family and you air your dirty laundry in the family. And then you love each other when you get out in public.
We do.
Exactly.
Amen. All right. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Jake. Appreciate it. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Let's see here. I want to Terry, if you don't mind, just real quick, I'm going to call before we get to the minutes here. Terry has sent out the treasurer's report. Does anybody have a question about the report? Gary, I see your hand. Hold on just a minute. Is it about the report? All right.
I just wanted to make sure everybody understood, when you got down to the final balance, did y'all see the number?
Minus
Negative $11.
No,
70.
not what you owe. What you have, Cody. No, your final balance. What it was before, we were kind of using the $1,000 that was there set aside for somebody. Okay, this time I took it away from y'all so you could actually see what was there, what you actually have if you had no other money. So I showed you what was paid out for the luau. I showed you what we bought on that Friday or really Thursday, for the hospitality room. We collected $80 for the brick, and then who has credits on the books. So I took away your little cush that you thought you had on that, that $1,000, put it back up at the top where it should be. The $2,000 that's on hold for whoever, and the $420 that we have for the third board. So I'm trying to let you all see that, we're in the negative.
What was that
We need
again?
to-
That's the one I was talking about.
So we just have one person that hasn't paid for their second vice district governor.
Gifts, yes.
Otherwise, we'd be at zero balance.
Yeah, pretty much.
So do we need to feed the kitty?
Well, really though, you got to figure $49.50 goes to me, and only the $32.25 goes to the club. Because remember, I paid for all the garment buyings now out of my money, so we could get them ordered and get them here. So really $49.50. So we'd still be in the negative. But like I said, we have that money that we have for Cush, but it's really not our money. So I'm just letting you know how we kind of stand. I'm sorry, Kevin, what were you asking?
I was asking if we need to feed the kitty,
Yes, absolutely.
put money in
Yeah.
the fund.
Yeah, because we didn't
Absolutely.
collect any money for the hospitality for
Correct.
the year. We didn't collect any of that. So, and then, like I said,
Let me
we paid
restate
it.
the question. How
Huh?
much do we need to kick in?
Yeah, there's a good question.
$20, everybody.
20?
Just 20?
Bucks.
Only 20.
Okay, you got to remember now when it comes to February and we have to buy stuff for the hospitality room, you know, as long as everybody pitches in, yes.
Mhm.
We just got to get everybody.
I
And
mean,
the
that's
brick money,
$300. We spend $300 on a hospitality room or close to it, do we not, Terry?
yeah, it's $221.58 is what when we went shopping that at HEB.
Well, you spent more than that. Well,
Well,
there
that's
was more
what
spent than that.
well, I know because I haven't gotten your last receipt when
You won't get it either.
yeah, but I mean I haven't got that.
I'm
But
just
as far as I
telling
know,
everybody
everybody
it's going to cost $300 for the next one.
Who's got the next one? What can you afford?
Hardy.
Me,
Okay, David. Okay.
David,
And
Ryan,
Alexa.
Alexa, and
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
trying to remember. I don't.
I need to be
that was
part of the
fine.
next one. So I was supposed to be part of this past one, but since I wasn't there, I don't want to get a
And
free
I
ride.
believe Jeffrey is part of the last one as well.
You got
Right,
a good
Jeffrey?
excuse, Brian.
So you'll have 5.
What was that, Kim?
I said you got a good excuse. We're gonna forgive you on that
That's all right. I can take part of the next one.
one. Okay.
I did go get some uh, plastic tubs, and I'm going to get that stuff out inventory to see exactly what we have and post that for you. And then I'm gonna put it in those plastic tubs so that it's stackable, and when you take it out in the room and put it on a table or whatever, you just stick all those tubs inside each other and put them away. So, but mainly I was scared to death to pick those cardboard boxes up, but I was afraid the bottom was going to come out. So,
All right. Well, Terry, thank you for the report on that. Is there any other questions about your financial report, treasurer's report? If
Thank you,
there's
Terry.
if there's none, then if there is none, then she can file that for future posterity or whatever the heck it wants to be. So,
Okay.
and you guys offline can decide on how much you want to throw into the kitty for your hospitality room.
Okay.
can I just say one thing?
Of course.
I mean, we're all invested here, and in this particular case, it seemed to make sense if we maybe kicked in $100 a piece so that we fund our council. So just throw that out there, see what y'all think.
I was thinking that amount because I've got some Christmas money that hadn't been spent that I could throw in. So
Well, you haven't sent me my gift either.
that's your Christmas money you're going to get.
You're going to get an IOU, David.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
You especially.
David has thrown a number out there, and I'm going to suggest that you guys in your meeting that you have, or your own texting, or your own how you guys communicate, make that decision. That's something that I don't think I need to be privy to, how you go about. It's your money, so you guys will make that decision. Otelia, if you wouldn't mind, thank you very much for getting the minutes out already. I think everybody has received their minutes.
Yes.
Have received the minutes from our August meeting. Is there any? Have you noticed any corrections that need to make? And if you did notice corrections, did you send those corrections to Otelia?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I know I did too. So Otelia, I just want to say thank you once again, thank you very much for the quick turnaround on that. You know, I know there were some adjustments to some of the minutes, but great work on that. I tell you, we appreciate it very much, and we're not going to vote on accepting it because this is not a formal council of governors meeting. So we'll hold off on accepting that when we all get together in November.
I always appreciate feedback.
Repeat that, Otelia.
But I always appreciate the feedback.
Ooh, she sounds like
Spooky.
she's like in a space movie.
Great sound
Boy,
effects.
that
I
was
love the
spooky.
comment, and we appreciate the feedback there. You're going to start getting a new name called this instead of
Alien
Otelia. You're going to be
Otelia.
Jimi Hendrix. So there you go. We're getting the feedback.
Something.
There you go.
Got the reverb on.
Let's see here. I had two things here that I just kind of wanted to bring up real quick. First one is about the second Vice District Governor dinner. You guys did awesome. I want to tell you, you made Linda and I very proud, but also you set a bar, you set a standard for them to follow next year, and you did it right. You served them. It was servant leadership to its fullest. Great job, and hats off to the committee, and hats off to every one of you for making it such a successful second Vice District Governor dinner. So great job there. Thank you, all of you, with the exception of one, and I won't mention his name, David, for getting me your personal goals.
I've got them. I'll send them to you tonight.
Please do, and then we got that. So everybody is out of the way.
Just don't put a whole lot of fluff in it. That's all.
I knew I had to do that to you because you were. It's a private conversation between Kevin and I, but I knew he had worked very, very hard on that. So I told him, I said, after I read all this, I said, hey, they look great, but it's pretty much a fluff piece. And I could see him going off crazy as he read that. So
me
and it
crazy? That's not much of a trip.
That's not a long distance, hey, David.
Kevin, I think he called you Fluffy.
Well, I'll show him what Fluffy's all about. How's that?
Oh Lord, we're not going there, guys. We're not going there. If I may take a moment of privilege, just real quick, a couple of things I have to bring up and bring to you. As you all know, we're going to be going to Odessa for the state convention. I have reached out to my contact. I've reached out to my contact at the Elegante in Beaumont and asked her to see if she could get any rooms if we needed rooms other than paying the $179 or whatever that number is at the Hilton. And she was able to do so. The Elegante is about 4.75 miles from the Hilton. So it's not too far if you so desire to do that, and we can get those rooms there at $120 a night plus tax.
You're talking about Odessa, right, Chris?
Yes, Odessa.
Okay.
Where did I say?
Well, you said that, but then you said Beaumont, and I've had.
Well, that's because I reached out.
I
reached out to my contact in Beaumont.
Okay.
To the Elegante in Beaumont. And she called over and did the wrangling for us in Odessa with that Elegante. So.
Okay.
If you so desire, just let me know. I will then let them know. But it's not anything you need to make a decision on right now. But I'm just trying to find ways to lessen that monetary cost on.
Well, put me down because I don't want to pay over 200 and some odd dollars for a room I'll just sleep in. So.
Yep. Again, just let me know. I can tell her we need 16 rooms or 17 rooms, and that's fine. But you guys will make that decision, if you want. And then if we don't use them all, we don't use them all. So I just tell her to block out 17 for us and open that up. So
thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Well, it gets expensive, guys. It can get expensive.
So Chris, I have a question.
Yes.
So how does it look if our whole council goes and stays at another hotel?
Good point.
It is. It
Do
can
we
be looked
care?
at as one of two ways. One is that we're non-social. We're non-social, but also it could be looked at as that as a group, that is what we took the decision based upon cost and pure cost. Now, it's a valid point, and it's one that you guys will have to decide if you want to do it or not do it. I'm just throwing it out there as an alternative, because I know that cost is an issue for some on our council. So
is there not any additional reimbursement for us this year on the state convention?
$100 a night. That's all you get. you're going to get reimbursed, but you're only going to get $100 a night for your hotel.
I'll just say
MD2.
this about that. If anybody, if we, I'm all for doing that for our council of governors, and if another council of governors takes exception to it, they're more than welcome to pay the difference of what our rooms would have cost to do that.
Preach.
You go, Gary.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So
Yes,
that's all I got to say about that.
thanks, Gary. Steve, you will put your claim in for the state convention to the state of Texas, but your reimbursement amounts are not going to change. It just means that the state of Texas is going to pay you rather than your district or your club paying for your costs right now. Now, if you have some additional monies that the club or that the district is funding you, then you can help alleviate some of those expenses by using some of that as well. But state of Texas is going to pay you 50 cents a mile, going to pay you $100 a night for a hotel, and they're going to pay you up to $75 a day for food. But you must have receipts, and those receipts are strictly for you only, not for any not for your spouse or anybody that you're buying lunch for. So they're pretty tight and pretty strict on that. But a good question, Steve. It's worth thinking about. A very good question.
I mean, it's more than they paid at Lubbock.
They should. No, Lubbock was state of Texas pays 100. Now I don't know who you shouldn't have been able to put a claim into the state of Texas for Lubbock yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There was no claim in Lubbock.
No, it was not. No, that only happens once you become a district governor elect, and that will be when you go to Odessa. That's when you'll be district governor elects, and then when you become district governors, then you will have Lions Clubs International will pay the majority of your expenses again at $100 a night, 50 cents a mile.
So it won't matter to them that we stayed at a different hotel than the convention's at.
It will not matter. All they care about is a receipt. That's all they care about. Have a receipt for what were you going to say? And I can tell you, there'll be a number of people that will stay away from the host hotel only because of cost.
What was the rate that Kathy said? 229 or something?
I think so. I think they're trying to find a way to get that down by getting some sponsorships, but we haven't heard anything yet. So,
okay.
And I'm not trying to use this call to do that on. I was just throwing that out, letting you know that if you wanted it, that option is available. And as we get closer, you guys will make a decision on what you want to do. There's no doubt. And but I just wanted to, if there is anybody who has some financial issues, there's a little bit cheaper place to stay. It's not. It is better than Motel 6, but I think the price probably be the same for Motel 6 as it would be for the Elegante in Odessa. All of them seem to be up there at a pretty high price. Next on our agenda is the Weeks of Service Initiative, and I'm going to ask Mike if he would like to talk about Weeks of Service Initiative.
I'm not sure that everybody has seen this. They brought this up first at the International Convention in Orlando. If you've done your research on the Club Excellence Award, you will note that this year, as part of the Club Excellence, you are to report at least 4 service projects, 3 of which must be the Weeks of Service.
Right.
The Weeks of Service and there's a good web page on the LCI site under Member Resources. I would recommend that everybody take a few minutes when they can and go check it out. But basically, the Weeks of Service are October 4th through the 12th for mental health and well-being. And again, that is a primary focus for our current international president, AP Singh. He made that very plain in Orlando. In January the 3rd through the 11th, hunger is the area of service that they want to highlight. And then April 18th through the 26th is an environmental service project. as I mentioned, if you'll go check the website out, there are a number of things that you can help do. There's a plan your service. They have ways you can promote it. And then there's more about celebrating the service. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of those weeks of service. And hopefully your clubs and or your districts are planning to do something around those.
So I have a question about those.
Go ahead, see.
If I have a mental health and awareness is, event that I want to do in September that doesn't
Hi, I'm
meet
gonna
these
give my,
dates.
hello? Hello?
Yeah, Brian.
No, I'm sorry, I was trying to talk to a delivery guy.
Way to go, Brian.
Okay.
Go ahead, Steve.
So if I have a mental health and well-being event that I want to do in September, can I count it for that week?
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know the answer. The official answer to that, my guess would be no.
Yeah.
Since
Steve, can
specified
you move it?
specific weeks.
No, the one I'm thinking about, I cannot move it. It's already
Oh.
scheduled. But it just seems to me that, I mean, you have to have 3 out of your 4 service events, and 3 of them have to fit within 1 week
Specific week.
period. That looks really tough. I mean, if you look at the other standards now on the Club Excellence Award, it's getting really hard to achieve. And some clubs won't come up with $20 per member for LCIF.
No, they won't. They won't. Steve, let me read. I'm kind of have to from a just a knee jerk answer. I'm going to agree with Mike and Kim. I don't think it will count, but let me reach out to a couple of people who can really answer that question much better than any of us on this call. So let me reach out to a PID Pat Vanette and get an answer from the GAT Constitutional Area 1 leader. All right. So I will get you an answer not only for you but also for the group, and it may take a day or two, but I will get an answer.
Okay.
I'm writing myself my note here, so don't forget. Yeah, the Weeks of Service initiative is a very it's a good initiative, and yes, I think the parameters are by putting them in these weeks to do them. I hope to goodness that they're not going to keep it that way. I hope they change that, but that's what they've done right now, and I just kind of think it's wrong. So anyway, but Steve, I'll get you an answer to your question. Has everybody seen the emails that have been going back and forth on the LCI Con 2030 bank account issue?
No.
All right.
No.
You should have been, and I apologize if you haven't. The current council may have just been keeping the council chairs informed about what's going on. If you remember at the Council of Governors meeting, there was a motion that there was a resolution that was passed about putting that $300,000 into a bank account and allowing and then giving the committee their wherewithal to and the authority to spend that money as long as it was within reason, but they're going to be in charge of that money. That did pass. The issue with that is that that $300,000 is made up of some CDs, and those CDs are maturing here rather soon, and so there was a suggestion that was made by Lyon Whitney about the movement of this money in the cashing of the CDs, and it was done and rightly so. The Council of Governors can meet and make those decisions. Where I think they fell short of what their fiduciary responsibility is that they while they did make a decision, they did it via email and not by either a In the old days, it would have been a teleconference or through a Zoom, so they could have everybody make that motion, do it the proper way. So at the end of the day, they're gonna end up putting 300,000 into an account. Then again today, we see an email that comes through that they had a check that they needed to write to pay for a bill. There was not enough money in the account yet to pay for it, so they're going to transfer some additional money, which is fine. And Danny, that's all what was agreed to. But the mechanics about how it was done is not real good. I throw that out there, and I mention that because I would like to see us. We will have the oversight when it's your turn as district governors next year. We will have oversight on that committee, and I would like to see us do it a little more professionally than what it was done this year. So I will make sure that I share those emails with you. I think it's important that you know what is going on with the money in the state of Texas, because it's you manage it just along with the rest of everybody else. So I'm sorry that you were not included, but I will make sure that when we get off to our call tonight, there'll be, I think it's 3 emails. And I'm not gonna send you everybody's emails that said I voted yes, I vote yes. You don't need all 16 of those, but I don't. If you want all 16, please tell me. But I really don't want to have to send you 16 emails. I'll send you the basic emails of what they did. So the bottom line is the money is there. We're funding LCI Con 2030, obviously, and we have given the committee, the LCI Con 2030 committee, the authority to do what they need to do in order to get this going and for us to put on an international convention in San Antonio in the year 2030. Any questions about that right now? When we were in our workshops in this last here just a couple of weeks ago, I passed out, I don't know if you can all see it,
Yep.
3 pages, and it had at the top 25, 26, First Vice District Governor DGE program overview. It was a timeline of your training for First Vice District Governor for this year. It was 3 pages front and back. I know that Brian wasn't there when I passed these out, and I also know that Jared wasn't there. I have mailed them their copies, but I have 1 extra copy, and I just can't believe that Paul Moore gave me more copies than what I needed. Not saying that to be mean to Paul, it's just that Paul's just not gonna do that. So is there any of you on this call that did not get this wonderful 3 pages of Steve got his? I see that. If you didn't get it, please let me know. I will send it to you. Okay? I will send it to you. Before I forget something that I really need to do, and it is actually on the very first top line of my council Zoom call, 8/14/25. And it's the very first line, and I have just botched this terribly. Brian, please forgive me, but let's all give a huge congratulations to Brian, who has been selected to attend FDI training. Brian, great job.
Go.
Yeah, way to go, Brian.
And we're glad to see you going there, bud. Come back and do a lot of teaching. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you can walk by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
So congratulations, Brian. That is awesome, man. That is just
Jared
awesome.
can tell you all about it.
Yeah, Jared can tell you about the other side of that coin, once you get to wear the suit and present and all that kind of good stuff. So
Cool beans.
so we're going to have some good trained people. Kim had asked a question about traveling to and from a Lions event. What to wear? You know,
I'm just going to be comfortable at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm curious when we see each other and when we go to Leader Dog, what to wear. Are we doing our coral polos and jeans and comfy shoes, or
Yes.
is that what everybody wants?
Yes.
Okay, because I was just
And
thinking,
then-
I'm just gonna wear comfy on the plane because we're not doing anything together till, what is it, Saturday morning?
Saturday.
What are we
morning.
wearing? Are we doing the coral and jeans and shoes, or?
Well, I'm perpetually cold, so I'm wearing my long sleeve blue shirt.
Okay, well, maybe we
And
want
that's for the
long
dinner.
sleeve blue. What do y'all want?
I like the blue shirt.
What, Otelia?
I would go for the blue shirt.
Yeah,
Shirt,
it's got the
okay.
same problem I do, I think.
Yeah. Terry, what you
Terry's
got?
got her hand up.
I was saying, because for the dinner Saturday night, wouldn't that be better to wear your long sleeve?
Probably. What
And
if
then
we
wear-
wore our blue long sleeve and jeans and comfy shoes for Saturday? Does that work?
It works for me.
Otelia?
Gonna be 90 degrees.
Okay.
You're going to be inside the building. It's going to be
Yeah.
cool there.
Thank you, Chris.
But it's cold inside buildings.
Yes, it is.
Does Michigan have central air?
Yes.
Of course.
All
And I'm
right, so
hoping,
we're
and I'm
not,
hoping,
do we
and I'm
don't
hoping
need
you
to
get,
take
and
the
I'm hoping
polos?
they serve you. I'm hoping they serve you the donuts and chili.
Donuts and chili. No offense, but I've had it. It ain't chili like we know chili,
No.
but
It has
it's
beans
nice
in
that
it.
they serve us.
So you're
It's a-
saying
it's-
long sleeves all day, all the way through the dinner time?
Why not? And if you get hot in the building, roll your sleeves up.
Yeah.
At least you've got it if you need it.
Yeah.
So I'm packing tonight because I got to get up at 3 in the morning to get to the airport by 4. Not looking forward to that.
I'm with you.
So I'm just thinking I'll go ahead and put in the blue and not include the coral at all, right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Well, I was going to take the coral. I'm taking both shirts.
Well, maybe we should just in case something else comes up. So, but with jeans, not black slacks.
Correct.
Oh,
Got it.
Jeans. Jeans.
Got it. Okay, good. Thank y'all.
Mhm.
I also want to bring up, Diane caught a date, a date wrong on the February Council of Governors meeting in the little email that I sent to everybody. So I just want to, I will send that out here with the change to it. But the days of the week were correct. The date of the week was incorrect. And so that was what the issue was. So we have everybody. We will start our training, that first vice district governor training at 7 a.m. on Thursday, February the 5th. But I had the 4th, I think, didn't I? Diane, is what I had wrong on that.
February 4th. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually February the 5th is on a Thursday. So everybody will be coming in on Wednesday, on February the 4th. So
Correct.
the days of the week were correct. It was just the date of the week was incorrect. So I just wanted to pass that and make sure that everybody was aware of that. So everybody is on the same page. Let's see here. We've about covered everything I had on my agenda. Now it's just open to any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you guys want to bring up. Yes, Kim.
You said second VDG. Stacy told me yesterday that our absent second vice, Nancy,
Yes.
called her yesterday and said, when is our next big meeting? So Stacy told her in February at the Council of Governors, she goes, oh, well, I'll be in Australia. So I'm keeping the gifts that we were supposed to give, unless Stacy says I have to give them to her. I'm not giving them to her because we're going to go to another person. So she obviously is not interested in the job. She hasn't really asked a lot of questions. And I'm like, well, then forget it. She's already so far behind by
Well, the
missing
next
the first two that we're going to go ahead and find another candidate. So, Nancy Kletchka, love her, but at 80 years old, I don't think she'll be able to physically do the job anyway. And she needs to live out her final chapter and enjoy life. So we'll find someone else. But just so you know.
But don't we meet in Temple? Don't we?
We do meet in Temple. Yeah, that's our next one would be.
And that's where she lives, but she's going to be in Australia. So we're like,
no, in
about
November.
that. So, forget it.
November 7th, correct?
Correct.
Chris had
do
me
we
in a
have-
blonde moment yesterday. It made me laugh out loud. I was looking at my 2025 calendar for next year's offsite. And I was correcting him on the date. Well, I got it was my own fault. So looking at the wrong one. See all those roots? Those are blonde. Just saying.
Kevin, I don't think we do. Do we? Do we
No,
have another
no,
Zoom at 7 tonight?
no.
No.
I didn't think so. Don't do that to me. It wasn't on my calendar. I was going to expect
Yeah.
you.
Well, I've got it on mine. I'm looking it up right now. Kathy Donahoe, get
That's next week.
get
That's on the
It's next
20th.
Next
week.
week.
Yeah.
That's on the 20th.
It
Yeah.
is. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Today's
Yeah. That'd be with TJ and all that good stuff.
Hey, Chris, I just want to let
Yes.
Ryan know that we have the gifts for his second vice district governor. He left them in the hospitality suite.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
we have
Ryan,
them.
did you catch that?
I did. I didn't know they were there.
Well, they were there, and we saw them when we were getting out of there, and that was the last thing we loaded in the truck. So we'll give it to you in Temple.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
Gary, you have a question?
Yeah, we had a executive meeting last night with our district, and our second BDG made a comment that and wanted to bring this up to you guys. You may or may not be aware. When we were in Orlando, it was brought up, I think, by Stacy. She had been asked by, I guess, International Family to consider something about changing our parade gear. It's my understanding now that Nia is also part of that. And she was saying that they were talking about doing away with the vests entirely and doing something different. It is my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not a decision by us as a council to make that decision?
No, it's not a decision to be made by you. That decision will be made by the oversight committee, which you are a part of. But just let me answer to that. There is a recommendation on the table that we do away with the vests. Now, great, no problem doing away with vests. But what are we going to have in its place? Therein lies the issue. There's about 4 or 5 different shirt designs. I mean, the information that was presented at the Council of Governors meeting on this had even had a pair of chaps I will not tell you this, you're going to fall off your chair at $450 a pair. And nobody in their right mind is going to buy a pair of chaps at $450, especially to wear in the summertime wherever we go. Gary, yes, and when and if a decision is made to make a change, then I feel very sure that if that change is made during our year or is going to be made during our year, we will have some input and some voting ability on that. But that changes, there's nothing there yet. Yes, Nia's on that, and as well as you, because you sit on the oversight committee and also on the Promote Texas committee. So you will be in there in those lovely meetings with us, and we talk about those things, and you can share that with your council. But there is absolutely nothing yet to bring forward. I mean, they pulled James Browning in, who had on some sort of pullover shirt that was a Texas style shirt, and said, well, this could look something like it. Well, that wouldn't look very good for us walking down the street. But what they're trying to do is trying to get, because we can't buy any more of the vests, and to have the vests made, it's expensive.
But Jared, pipe up and tell them you found one on Amazon. Can you come in and tell them where you found it? Because you sent it to me. Oh.
Well, that was a tuxedo vest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks a lot like the current. Could that potentially be a replacement? Because those chaps, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just going to say it. They look like a big drag club act. They're silly, except for the people at the front. But nowadays, those are pretty old fashioned. But the vest, Jared actually found one, and yeah, it's a tuxedo vest. It may not be the same quality, but at least it's a good alternative if they want, because that's about the only thing we got besides a cowboy hat.
The two things that they want to, there's a couple of things that they want to keep. They want to keep the cowboy hat is part of that, and I think, and rightly so. I mean, that's just part of Texas. That's Texas. They want to keep the dark blue jeans, and rightly so. We want to have our blue jeans. They want to keep dark shoes, whether they be a pair of dark tennis shoes, pair of dark boots, pair of dark shoes. That just completes the outfit. There's a lot of talk about what that shirt's going to be, or about what we're going to do. Those vests that we currently wear are hot. They're very thick. They're hot, and the idea is, in my mind, if we could get I don't want to say unisex, but I got to say it, a unisex shirt that would look good on men and women, and they look the same, and as we're walking, we all look good, and they're comfortable. That's what I think we're looking for. I'm trying my best to talk them out of anything long sleeve. For some reason or another, they think that cowboys always wore long sleeve shirts. Maybe they did when they were out riding on the range, but old fat men walking in hot sun don't need long sleeve shirts on. I mean, even some of these young fit people don't need, I mean, it's hot. It gets really hot. So that could be Kim. There is, but to let everybody know, there's nothing has been decided on anything on this as of this last Council of Governors meeting. And there probably won't be much discussion on it until we meet again in February. I doubt very seriously there'll be much on it in Temple for that. Yes, ma'am.
Well, the thing that I heard when we were in line is certain people, and I look at all the other people that were dressed up and all their culture and whatever, and I thought that was just great. I don't understand why people want to do with the red, white, and blue and the star. A lot of certain people want to do away with the red, white, and blue and the star. I just couldn't figure out that's what we are. We're the Lone Star State. You know, I don't understand why they want to do away with that part.
Well, I can assure you of this, that the international family is not going to do away with the star. They're not going to do away with Texas written across the top of that star. Whatever it's going to be on, and it will be a red, white, and blue. It will as long as you have, as long as Jimmy Ross, Mike Butler, and TJT Harina have a breath in their body, that's never going to change. So just let you know that. I noticed that I'm going to make a comment here. Gary, you sent an email to Mike today about the and you copied me on that email about the budget committee and about, do we go out and look for RFCs? No, we don't. And I cannot think of any event where we're going to go out and try to cater something in as a council. I don't see that happening at all. We have nothing to do with the Saturday night banquet that takes place in Kerrville. That is the PDG Association of Texas. So they do all that. They make those arrangements. That's all on them. As you look through the budget line items, you'll see there's nothing there about us catering any type of food.
Well, it wasn't just about food. It was just in general, like other vendors. I don't know what all type of vendors we're going to net, and I don't know. That's what I was asking.
We've never had any vendors that we've had to vet or to get bids from in the past. So I don't see that happening. But a good question. You bet.
Chris, I got
any other questions? Yes, David. And
okay,
then Coach, I got you next. Just say, Coach. Go ahead, David.
Okay. Pete, okay. Talk about international family. Just to tell you all something. Our club meeting today was a birthday party for Marshall Cooper for his 90th birthday, which was yesterday.
Wow.
Wow.
So they sort of did a little bit of a roast, told some of his stories of tales that he and Mike Butler had gotten into and that sort of thing. And of course, Marshall had rebuttals to those, but it was pretty cool to see him come back at him and stuff. So anyway, it was pretty nice. So
well, happy 90th birthday to Marshall. Marshall's a good guy. He really is. Coach, what you got?
Yeah. Okay. I'm setting up the days for my district district meetings in October, all the way around. And I was thinking of what kind of guest speakers I can bring in. But apparently I have to get approval by TJ first to bring in a guest speaker.
No.
Okay.
No. Only
And I only
if you're
can do
going to
one.
use only if you will use an international director or a past international director.
Okay.
So if you wanted, let's say that you wanted to bring in
Jimmy Roth
past council. Let's say you want to bring in past council chair Terrell Thompson. You don't have to have TJ's permission. All right.
Okay.
But let's say that you decided you wanted to bring in PID Joe Al.
Right.
Okay. Then you just look at TJ and say, TJ, I'd like for Joe Al to come, and he's going to tell you to reach out to Joe Al. Okay. But let's take that one step further. Let's say you want to invite PID Joe Smith. I'm just using the name. There's not a Joe Smith, but Joe Smith, who is from MD4, okay, which is in California. Well, now you need to have TJ's permission, not permission, but TJ has to make that request, okay, on your behalf.
Now, what about Jimmy Ross or Mike Butler?
You will need to, if you just let TJ know that's who you want to ask, he will then tell you to go ahead and contact them directly. But because it's international family, then yes, you will need to at least give him the courtesy of who you're going to be inviting. And the reason that you have to do that is because he is in charge of protocol for the state of Texas.
Very good. Okay. Thank you.
So, Chris,
did I make that as clear as mud for you?
Yes. Yeah.
Chris, so I have Joe Al in my district.
You don't need to ask anybody but him.
But do I have
He's
to
in your district.
But I need to ask him?
Yeah. He's in your district. You can just go ahead and ask him. It's that moving from district to another district where you have to have not permission, but you just need to let the protocol officer know what you're doing.
Okay.
But no, he's already in your district. I mean, he's going to go to your meetings anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question on that international family thing. I know when Jeff worked on his district convention this past May, there was actually a form he had to fill out in order to get to request Brian Sheehan attend, and he had to do that about a year in advance.
Right.
So that's part
and
of
that form is located on Lions Clubs International.
Yes.
And if you guys don't know, I'll even do it one better. If not tonight, tomorrow, I will send you the international speaker request form.
Request.
So,
okay.
Question.
Yes.
What is the protocol as far as, are we responsible? What are we financially responsible for when we bring somebody in like that?
If they are within the state of Texas, if they're within the state of Texas, you're going to have to. You don't have to. It's customary that you at least pay for their gas to get from point A to point B. And obviously you'll need to house them. You need to put them in a room. If you're bringing somebody down for a state, for a district convention, most hotels are going to give you one or two comp rooms anyway. Use one of those comp rooms for your international guest. If it's somebody from outside of the state of Texas that is either a sitting ID or a past international director, Lions Clubs International will pay for their travel. You don't have to worry about that. But you will need to make sure that they have a room, and you'll pay for that room or give them a comp room. Each one of them have their little list of what they want in their room.
Yes.
When they check in. So you need to make sure that you have those items in their room when they check in. And I will also tell you that from the standpoint of just being, I don't know, it's just me. But when we had TJ and Juanita at our district convention here last year, and so I was the host for them. I made sure that we put some fresh flowers in their room. Well, I didn't. Linda made sure there were fresh flowers in the room. It just gives a little bit more of a personal touch. And if you know what they drink, then put, especially if you know what the international director, what his or her favorite adult beverage is, then you want to make sure you put that in there. So
I don't know how 2X1 pulled this off. I haven't asked the question on that. It brings me to probably ask that now. But we had Mark Lyon as a guest speaker when we had all four of our charter clubs at one time. So I don't know how they pulled
you
that
don't
off.
know you can, all right. I'm going to be Gary. I'm going to really be sarcastic here when I answer your question. So please don't take it the wrong way.
Sure.
But dude, you had four clubs that you were bringing in all at one time. Texas was leading and is leading the state at the time of all MDs on bringing in new clubs. And X1 was the leader of all of those districts throughout the entire United States. Do you not think you're going to get somebody with a little bit of juice to come in?
Maybe
That was a no-brainer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Politics plays a big role. We don't have that in our association.
I got you.
I know we've been rambling on here for a little bit longer than what we should. Anybody else have any other questions? I don't mind answering any questions you might have. These are for you to use.
Yeah.
Who will I see at Leader Dog tomorrow?
I'm flying up there tomorrow.
I'll be there. Yay! Okay.
You guys are
I'd
going
like
to have
to say-
fun.
I'd just like to say that having, been outside of the of your all's gathering this last time around, and just having to go by what I read in the minutes that Otilia put out, I was very impressed, and you guys got a lot of work done.
Do you miss us?
I did.
We missed you. I can tell you we did.
We did. It's good to see you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to get up and do a jumping jack for us?
No, not yet.
Maybe in October I'll try one. Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
No, don't do it. Don't encourage him.
Just glad to see a smile on your face.
I'll
Last
do
thing
20 for you,
last thing
Brian.
I'm gonna pass on to y'all, and you put this, take it, leave it, whatever you want to do. Don't get caught up in the rhetoric of what you're hearing about Lions International. Okay, don't get caught up in all that garbage. I had a conversation with part of my leadership here the other day in my district, and I want you to know you can't be fired. Number one, LCI can't fire you. The only people that can fire you are the ones that is your district. Now your district can boot you out if they have 2/3 of the vote. And there's a reason to boot you out. I've yet to find anybody that's ever been booted out as a governor. But you don't work for LCI. You don't work for the state of Texas. You work for the Lions of your district. And together, the 16 of you form a council that will lead the state of Texas. So please don't look at anything as being, I have to meet what Lions Clubs International is telling me what my goals are. They're not telling you anything. They're suggesting something to you, but you will set your goals. You will set what you're going to do at the district. And my job is to make sure that I help you reach whatever it is you set. And I am there to help you. I will work alongside you. I'm not going to get out in front and lead you through it. If you need my help, I will be there, roll my sleeves up and get my hands dirty, whatever you need me to do. But please don't get caught up in this rhetoric. I know that you hear a lot of it. You hear this all the time. Well, they told me they told me I need to bring in 40 people this year and I got to bring in 2 new clubs. They ain't telling you nothing. They're suggesting it to you. And, that's all they're doing is making a recommendation or a suggestion. It's up to you to either accept that recommendation or decide not to. But you will make those right decisions because each one of you know what is good for your districts. You only have one shot at being a district governor, and I want you to enjoy that one shot. And remember, you're going to do it that one year, and then the very next year, you're going to step back, and somebody else is going to take over. But you're still going to be there to help serve your district. You're going to be there to help with whatever you can for that new district governor coming in. But have fun with this, and don't let that outside noise get to you. Okay? Please don't. Please don't let it get to you. Any other questions? Boy, I think I'm going to get rain in Marshall. I sure hope so. I need rain. It's starting to sound pretty nasty out there. Anything else, guys?
I'll see y'all manana.
Safe travel. Safe travels, everybody.
Yeah, you guys have a safe trip going to Leader Dog. Enjoy it. Trust me, when you put your hands on that Leader Dog and you're blindfolded, of course, Coach is not going to agree with me on this one because he's done this, but I will tell you that dog will be walking at about a snail's pace, and you think that the dog is running. So because you have lost complete control of some sensory that you don't have anymore. So enjoy that. You're going to have a great time, and don't do too much oohing and ahhing over the puppies, and please don't come home with one.
Oh, you're no fun.
We'll take lots of pictures, so no worries.
Okay, guys.